Hello, and welcome to the Steve and Mark Discuss podcast, where Steve brings up a subject, I listen and respond, and he may respond to my responses. So, over to Steve.
Hi, people. In a recent podcast, we were on about, or rather, you were on about research and development and how we learn even from mistakes. Of course, we do. And you would think that this day and age, that the CEOs of companies, of great big companies, would be up to date with this tactic of, seeing what the competition does, what works for the competition, might work for you, might not work for you. What doesn't work for the competition probably won't work for you either.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is. So on the heels of the marketing failures of Bud Light with our friend Mulvaney, the bill for that, by the way, was $1.2 billion
Okay.
of loss for Bud Light. And also the likes of Disney with their failures of being the film bombing at the box office.
Yeah.
You would have thought that this would have been enough to see where this strategy would lead, of being woke and being alternative and being, it's the phrase "go woke, go broke," isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So when PepsiCo, a company the size of PepsiCo, decided to do the very same thing as what Bud Light had done, they decided to hire a trans activist, if you like.
Yes.
I tend to call them provocateurs. And I'm going to call this trans bloke by his birth name, and I won't show him the respect of calling him or her.
Okay.
Ivan Gonzalez Ranedo. They hired him as their poster girl for Doritos.
Okay.
Those tasty, tangy snacks, Doritos.
Yeah.
The little triangles of pleasure.
Yes. I know where this is going. Yes.
Right. Well, so the customers revolted. This is in Spain. This is in Spain, and the customers revolted in Spain and published things that this degenerate, this Ivan Gonzalez, had posted online on his social media accounts.
Yeah.
And they included him wanting to penetrate an 8-year-old girl's backside. Let's put it like that. They put that on the internet, and he said that all women abused sexually shouldn't complain, and he hates all those that do. And of course, he had deleted these, but I would have thought this is where the research part of the research and development would have come into being, because it's obvious that PepsiCo didn't research very well.
Yeah.
The person that they hired. So of course, 2 days later, he was sacked, fired.
Well, yeah.
And his advert was removed from their website. The advert that he appeared in was removed from their website. And I asked myself, is it too late? Is it too little too late from Doritos? Doritos had in the past, I think in 2016 or 17, they went all LGBTQ when they made their Doritos multicolored, rainbow colored. Instead of being that reddy color that, they decided to put all different coloured Doritos in the bag and support the LB. But that didn't go down very well either. As it turned out, they didn't stay on the shelves, or rather, they did stay on the shelves a long time. You know, they must have been recalled.
Yeah.
So there you go. Up to you.
Right.
Tell us what you think of these mindless CEOs.
Well, yeah, they all seem to jump on I mean, Bob Iger, Disney, you mentioned. Yeah, Elon Musk, best mate. Not. Yeah, I mean, the trouble is they jumped on a bandwagon, and it's trying to understand why. Yeah, I mean, we live in a society where, okay, language can be strong, but we don't care. We don't care what people wear. If somebody wants to wear a dress or something else like that, no bother for me, you know. It's then this notion of, if you like, forcing it upon people. I mean, I'm all for a company. If they want to make a can of beer or a packet of crisps for one market, then try it with another market as well. That's diversity. Okay, fair enough, and see what sells. Yeah, they find out quick enough. So yeah, it is. Yeah, I read this case. It does seem very extreme, very strange. I mean, the problem with this alphabet, Pete, the LGBTQ, it lumps a lot of people in a group who shouldn't really be lumped together. Everybody should have rights, legal, within the legal framework. Yeah, and I always say this, you know, straight, gay,
well,
whatever.
I think whatever the politics of the LGBTQ group is irrelevant in this case. I'm talking about the advertising using.
Yeah, I get
an adult trans paedophile who still wants to use his man bits to do things to small girls.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here. So how can I put it? I caught the headlines on this one and decided it made me squirm too much when I read it. Yeah. For obvious reasons, you know, it's disgusting, quite frankly. But that's not to say that every trans person or every, is like this. It certainly is not a good look at all. Yeah, I mean, I do think there is this little thing this thing as well, that with Bud Light, it was a local activist who had some power in the organisation bringing somebody in. I think a lot of the cases, the CEOs aren't even aware of it until it's too late, and they can't admit they don't have control. Because that doesn't.
I think in the Bud Light case, the CEO, the lady, she was drafted in. Yeah, exactly for that campaign, and
well, she was a direct. She was a local director. Yeah,
she got it completely wrong. I think she was sacked in the end.
Well, yeah, she removed, put on gardening leave, and basically told to find another job. I think, I don't know. Before anyone sues, I don't know exactly. I lost interest in it all. The most interesting thing was a musician I particularly like offloading a load of Ultimately, he still had to buy cans of Bud Light to do it. So I think it's a bit of an own goal on his score. But yeah, okay.
He probably nicked the empties off the homeless.
Well, I mean, actually,
that's polemical.
Yeah, actually, to call Bud Light a beer, an alcoholic beverage for us, is kind of a bit
stretching it a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very strange what's been happening with advertising. Again, Disney have been pushing a certain agenda. I mean, I'd keep talking about my favourite streaming channel for free, Tubi. And they've got a section on there for people that particularly want to watch a particular type of film. Okay, knock yourselves out, as it were. Does it need to come through into the advertising and things? We are living in very, very strange times, and I mean that. There seems to be a lot of confusion. Now, this guy, and we're going to focus on him, in any walk of life is a pervert, quite frankly. And I think there'll be plenty of people in the LGBTQ. I'm loath to call it a community, because what is a community? You know, you and I aren't really in a community. We do this and everything else. We don't subscribe to any community really. So, and it's when they say this community thinks this and thinks that, and like people who are gay and all that said, well, they don't speak for me when they say this. It's a very, very strange world. Now, if that had been a celebrity who'd have put that, they'd be toast straight away. Now, as I said, somebody in the senior management or even in the management did not look what this guy was about, unless there was a deliberate move by a group of people to push a certain agenda as well. What he wrote has come to light. Disregards whether he actually has performed the act or not. It's still an awful thing to say. It even pushes humour. If you said it as a joke, that pushes. We have quite warped senses of humour, but not out there. Yeah.
He published it on the social media.
Well,
I think when getting this job, he scrubbed what he said, but it's too late. People.
No, once it's out there, it's out there. It's like us doing this podcast. We accept that what we say is out there. You can't get rid of it once it's there. It's like publishing it in a book. It's going to be somewhere at some point. So it's not new, this whole concept of saying things. It's sick. I felt ill when I read it, quite frankly.
No, I just want to know if Doritos is going to be more difficult to find on the shelves than what they normally are.